Beep, 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 beep.
Welcome to the family with
Co-host Catherine Brandt.
Mike Bryant.
And Andy Brandt Bernard.
I didn't know how we were going this time.
no Alex. Alex is sick, huh?
Alex is. Oh, I don't know. She's just
I'm
usually
sick and I'm
late.
here, so
I was going to
Yes.
tell her have her tell me how to get off the Peloton.
What do you mean? How to get off?
I
of
can't
it?
get my shoes off. They're stuck.
Oh,
They're just
you
hanging
gotta,
from the
you
pedal.
gotta swing your ankles out.
What do you mean
What?
swing them out?
You gotta, you
Like
gotta
tilt
move
your
your
foot?
heels. Your heels need to go like out.
Like a V away from the bike?
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
that's a good description. Yeah,
I
I
just
know.
took
That's
them
one
off
of the
and let 'em
reasons why
hang.
I never wanted to use clip-on on the bike, because I'm like, if I had an emergency,
Yeah.
I would kill myself before I'd get out of those things. The Peloton, you're probably not going to kill yourself, but
That
So
would be
that's
sad.
yeah, that would
So
be
that's
sad.
fun. All right, well, I'm going to go take a nap because it just cost me 10 G's talking to my wife. But other
Well,
than
he
that,
said the Bosch air conditioner, which Bosch products are really good. It's 10,000, but that has a 10-year warranty where if anything breaks, they will
let's go.
fix it.
So that's a new one?
That's a new one, or the $8,000 one. And I'm like, I'm going to go on the Facebook page and see if other people have paid that much for an air conditioner, because that seems like a lot for a condo.
So you
Yeah.
guys
Isn't
have
it?
to replace your own? It's not like a unit-wide thing or anything like that?
No, condos pretty much everything inside the walls is your
Okay.
problem. Yeah. Nope, that's not how. They charge more and more and more in these HOAs, and they, because the insurance and everything is just going up and up and up. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting.
what did I buy on the trip again that I was telling you I was shocked by how much it costs?
What did you buy on the
I
trip?
bought something, honest to God.
Peanut-
It used to be like $2.
peanut butter filled pretzels. You
Oh,
bought a lot of those.
We were just talking about that on the show, as a matter of fact.
You bought a lot of
You
those.
know who hates them?
Who?
Kristen.
Kristen
Can't
hates
eat peanut butter.
Huh.
Yeah.
She can't eat peanut butter.
Why?
She
She doesn't
hates
like it.
can't or won't.
She just doesn't like it.
Wow, she's
That
a
is
rare bird.
Very weird.
Odd.
That
Well,
is
I
odd.
told you when I was in the airport in Norfolk that I bought a bag of almonds and a water, and I think it cost me $25.
Oh yeah, the airport,
The
absolutely.
airport food is obscene,
Sounds
isn't it?
insane. Yeah, and it
Well,
wasn't-
you're a captive audience, and you're not, you're not allowed to bring in your own food unless you declare it and do some sort of
Yep.
TSA thing.
So we were talking to Tom about this earlier. How many croissants have you had already?
0.
Oh, really? How is that possible?
Because we wait for the grandkids to come down because they want to go every day for a week, and you get a little croissanted out.
You say like that's wrong.
It's a lot of croissants every day for a week.
It's all true.
My favorite memory is that little Sagey. What was he, a year and a half old?
Oh, God.
He ate 2 giant chocolate croissants.
Yep.
He said not a word. He just sat there shoving it in his mouth with this look of like, this is the greatest day of my life.
That's how he said goodbye to me when we left him. He hugged me, gave me a kiss, and said, when I get there, let's go to Louis.
Yeah.
The first thing he thinks of is going to Louis.
They wanted us to ship some up.
I think Sage, Fawn, and I could shut that place down.
Well, our friends Joyce Foldvari and Kenny Foldvari were down here last year, and they went there. We told them how great it was and that we should go down there. So they were staying at another place. They stopped there, bought a box of croissants to bring to us,
Yep.
ate them all, and had to go back and buy another box of croissants for us.
Every time I've been down there, I bought you guys a box of croissants. That's
Yeah, they're pretty darn good.
You never
I'll have to
got
go over there after the show. I'll have to head over there after the show. We haven't had any yet. No
I
question
know,
about
they
it.
really are quite delicious.
Andy, how do I bring everybody's picture up on my screen down here? I don't
Yeah,
want
it's
to click
not-
on the wrong thing.
Yeah, you are in the. It says you're in the studio.
Oh, so Michael didn't. Michael, there
Yeah.
we
There
go.
we go. Yep,
I forgot that I have a camera and I forgot to set my computer up. So sorry, I'll do that tomorrow.
So you should switch with Tom.
there you go.
Yeah, I'll get off screen and Catherine get. I agree with you 100%. There's Jude. He's
Yeah.
on screen right
Jude.
now.
Oh, Judy!
He's licking my chair.
I went to the grocery store and came back, and he grabbed his hedgehog and was running around with that.
Very
He
happy.
loved his head.
How was the drive down? Any highlights?
Going to the world's largest truck stop.
Oh, hey.
Yes.
How many
World's
hookers were there?
largest. Yeah, it was called the I-80 or I-30. I-80.
I-80.
Was
yeah.
that the highway in Iowa? It is 3 stories. It has a chiropractor, a library.
The Iowa 80. Yep.
Wow.
In Walcott.
Yep,
Or
Walcott.
It has a movie theater. It has many stores. You could buy like anything. If we had more time, I would have done all my Christmas shopping there. They had
Yeah.
everything.
They did.
What else did they have? Just massive amounts of semi trucks just parked for the night. Just massive amounts. I couldn't even. It was a sea. It was gigantic. I don't know
At
what the
least
metric
100.
is. At least
There were
100.
at least 100 semis.
Wow.
parked there.
So were there multiple restaurants?
Yes. I don't remember the restaurants because I was just so dumbfounded by the whole thing when I walked in. I was like, this is a truck stop?
And where in
6
Iowa is this?
Walcott.
Walcott, Iowa.
Yep.
Is that right outside of Des
67,000
Moines?
square feet, parking for 900 trucks,
900.
5,000 visitors daily.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
There was, yeah, I don't remember all of the restaurants. There was fast food. You could get a pizza. You could get anything. It was just, it's,
They got Wendy's, Caribou, Dairy Queen, Orange Julius, Taco Bell, Einstein Bros, and Pizza Hut.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yep.
1
And 3
million
stores.
cups of coffee a year they sell.
A million.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
24 private shower and toilet rooms for the truckers. Game room, a lounge, a 60-seat movie theater, a barber shop, dentist's office,
Dentist.
And
Wow.
the dentist.
Dentist.
The
You get
dentist's
your-
office.
teeth looked at.
I love it.
I just, why did that thing start and why is it there? I mean, is there a
There a
big
major
demand
crossroad? Is there 2 highways that come together there?
No, I-80 was new at the time,
Okay.
and everyone knew it was going to be a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy bought it in 1964. He bought the land.
Is that where the split is for St. Louis and Kansas City, or is that higher?
It's a direct connection from San Francisco to New York.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
So he was like, "This is going to be a very busy road, so let's just start a truck stop."
Yeah, that's got to be maybe 3/4 of the way of their route, maybe, or something like that, where
Yeah.
they have to stop because they're mandated, right? They're
You
coming.
can
to
only
make them
drive so
stop.
many
So much
hours a
yeah.
day and so many hours a week and so forth.
Yeah, I can see why.
Well, yeah, otherwise they fall asleep at the wheel and kill someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, driving through western Iowa is very boring.
I would
Very
imagine.
flat. So many farms. Oh my God, it's just farm. It's just all farmland. And then all of a sudden you hit eastern Iowa, and all of a sudden there's trees and rivers. And we went through a couple of Cedar Falls,
Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids.
Really
Aren't
nice.
they like next?
I
or
think
not
so,
next
yeah.
to each other.
I think so.
Really pretty towns. We saw the Quaker Oats factory. The whole place smells like roasted cereal.
I actually was in '87. I was there with Joe Biden.
You were?
Why?
That was part of the tour for him running for president the first time.
Oh,
So we
well,
actually had one of the things right at the Quaker Oats place.
It's a very pretty little town, really.
Okay, you can't lie to me. Michael,
Yes.
did you get a call from Biden that went, ha ha, Kamala lost? Don't lie to me either.
It did seem like he wasn't in love with her.
No.
he was not.
That
Yeah.
might just be me.
Well, I mean, all of a sudden they were basically like, "You're out, and here's your replacement." You know, it wasn't really his decision.
It was
I don't
100
think.
days. She was in the race for 100 days.
Yeah,
100
not
days.
long.
Yeah.
So
It was very sudden from his point of view, especially because at that age, a year feels like a day. So you know,
Yep.
I guess 100 days would be like a third of a day.
mhm.
All right, we got a quick announcement.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Let's
This is something I know
see.
about.
Joe sent me. It's a Veterans Day thing.
Oh,
so I
good.
waited
Oh,
for it
yes.
to
Happy
be-
Veterans Day to
Yep.
all the veterans
Yes.
out there.
Yep.
yep.
Joe says this is from our friendly mechanic from Chat Amel regarding the video clip below. He wrote to me. There's a show called Make Peace or Die, and there's a woman in it who is Amel's dad's cousin's daughter.
Emails?
I
What?
really process that, but
You're a
she's
third
related
cousin.
to him
A
somehow.
relation.
A third cousin.
And
Who's Abel?
Emil,
Emil.
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 E-M-I-L.
Long time listener.
long,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
is always in the chat. And her brother, the woman in this video, her brother was killed in Afghanistan,
Oh.
and some of his fellow Marines made this show, and it will be
Oh.
premiering today.
Today, a Veterans
It says Channel 2.
Oh, so
Okay.
PBS.
Yes, PBS.
Okay. And what's it called?
Make Peace or Die, Honor the Fallen. A Marine Corps veteran makes it his mission to help Gold Star families of the fallen and find healing
Day.
himself.
Wonderful.
Nice.
That's wonderful.
Isn't it some big anniversary for the Marines too? The other day, yeah, it was like in JD Vance. posted
249 years on yesterday.
249.
yes.
Oh, so
249
next
years.
year it's going to be 250 years.
Wow.
Wow.
something. So we've had Marines.
So, yeah,
for
I was going to say
200
249. How long? So
Yeah.
2024 minus 249, that would be 1775.
75, yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
Wow. We had Marines that early, huh?
We had
Wow.
Marines before the country was founded, apparently.
Well, I think my brother Terry was in that first Marine Corps. I'm pretty sure.
He was in the 78th Brigade, actually.
He was in the Marine Corps for what, 7 years, something like that?
I don't know.
During the Vietnam era. It was
Yuck.
quite a
Yeah,
deal.
yuck indeed.
Yes.
Probably the
indeed.
second worst era to be in. Well,
All
I don't know.
wars.
I don't
Civil
know.
War.
I was going to say
All
between the
wars
Civil
terrible.
War and World War
And even
One,
the
those
first-
are both awful.
Even the Revolution. I mean, there's some
Yeah.
tough times in,
Yeah.
in those places.
Basically, yeah, anytime before modern medicine.
Did anybody see that? Is it a series or a movie about the Revolutionary War? It's fairly new, I think. Has anybody seen that?
I haven't seen anything new on that. So,
It's supposed to be very realistic.
In a bad way.
I don't. Gosh,
you know where it's at?
no. I remember seeing, like it up on the streaming apps. I don't remember.
Franklin?
which one. Is that it? It's fairly new.
Looks like it, I think. Oh, wait. George, Rise of a Revolutionary? There's like 70 billion of
Well,
these.
this is newer, like this year.
They're
I think.
all this year.
Really. There's that
Kelsey
many?
Grammer hosts new series on George Washington. Yeah,
That's not it.
they do the Revolutionary War a lot, apparently.
Oh, really?
I did not know that.
Apparently, Americans have some
Jude, what are
strange
you
fascination with it for some reason.
Jude.
Yeah, Franklin is. I think you're thinking of Franklin. It's an 8-part miniseries this year about Benjamin Franklin, and it's during the Revolutionary War.
Where is it?
Apple TV
Yeah, Apple
Plus.
TV.
Oh, I bet that is it then.
Okay.
Because we were watching Apple TV last week. We finished up Palm Royale,
Yeah, it was good.
which
Does
is
that-
a really fun.
was
Well,
very
it's it's what would you call that? I mean,
Exaggerated.
it's got Carol Burnett in it, and anything
Oh,
with
she's
Carol Burnett in
wonderful.
it, I will always love.
Yeah.
And Kristen Wiig.
Kristen
Oh,
Wiig, yeah.
Kristen Wiig is in it?
Yep, she's very good.
She-
It's
she
about that
wrote it.
whole Palm Beach lifestyle in the 60s.
So
Probably
is it funny?
It is
Yes.
funny.
Yeah.
It is funny, and there's a couple of episodes that are like, where are the writers going with this? This is just
true.
strange.
Did you see that Trump skit that Saturday Night Live did?
No.
I've heard about
It's
it.
really good. It's worth watching. They basically all say that they've the whole time been with Trump the whole time.
Oh, yeah,
And
of course.
It's really well done. It's good stuff.
I don't stay up late enough for Saturday Night Live. Sorry.
Yes, they have that later.
Come back to me when it's Saturday afternoon live.
I should watch it the next day.
I got to bring this up for Michael Bryant because you and I were talking earlier, and I said that I had watched an interview with Bernie Sanders, the Democrat Bernie Sanders, and he said, Bernie Sanders is not a Democrat. He's a socialist.
Well, that's true,
Well, it's
isn't it?
true. Isn't it objectively true? He's not even a Democrat. He's an independent.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what he
true,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, he ran for
Was?
president as a Democrat.
Is
But
he not? Well, yeah, that's because he had no chance as anything else.
No.
That was just a pragmatic decision.
I have a question about Bernie. Has he ever smiled in his life?
It's not a big smile.
Nice.
Has he ever cracked a joke?
Yeah.
Has he ever smiled?
He made good points on the national news.
He
though.
does make good points, and
I
I
thought
do
so.
agree with some of the stuff that he says. But
Yep.
he's just such a crabby bastard. I'm like, I just don't think you're doing your party any good. Being
That's the thing is-
if you're so righteous and so right about everything, then you should be a little bit happy.
all
I
of
don't
our
know.
leaders, for all their faults, have usually been on the more jovial side.
Yeah,
Not Bernie.
Not
Yeah,
Bernie.
people don't like the dour disposition in the president.
Yep.
Have you guys seen as much as I have on the national news? Everybody I have on the national news, because I've been watching it just because things change so much and all the rest of it. Everybody that I see is calling for us to come together again. They said this got way, way,
That's
way
what
out
they
of
said after
hand.
Biden got elected, though. And
I
that's not
know.
working. So
I know.
Well, even some communities that were probably not complaining about the divisive policies, even they are saying we need to get over this identity politics.
do.
It is just it's making one group pit against another group, and we've got 15 different groups, and everybody's vying for power and money and policy, and it's just not working. So let's see if that stays true. I don't know.
Well, that's what Bernie said on the national news this morning. He said, we have got to stop this money grubbing that our politicians are doing.
Well,
And,
No,
you know,
it takes a
When
lot
I-
to run the campaigns. I mean,
it does.
I mean,
Yeah.
for the press to talk about money grubbing, most of the money gets spent on advertising.
yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
And so,
it's true.
it's there's a crazy part of that. And then, George Will talked about how politics actually spend a third of what we spend on Easter candy, and so it's not a crazy amount of money when it's compared to other things. It's just, I don't know. Most of it's advertising, and then the ongoing need to be elected. I mean, every 2 years when you have congressmen running, Congress women, they basically are campaigning right now to raise money for 2 years from now.
Well, that's I read some sort of statistic on the podcast not too terribly long ago, talking about how much time they spend just campaigning to keep their jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They spend the majority of their time trying to keep their jobs rather than actually working,
Yeah,
which is stupid.
it's ongoing.
It sure is.
So, but there were a couple of major commentaries this weekend where people were asking about how did Harris spend she spent like $1 billion and
She sure did, and ended up 20 million in debt.
200
so-
million.
200 million in debt now?
200 million in debt.
Yikes.
Oh God!
Yep.
those are the worst calls when it's debt calls. I lost, but please send me money so I can help pay this bill.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I've
sad.
already gotten some. Yes,
Yeah.
I've already gotten several.
Man.
But, the thing moved on. Like I said, I just,
Well,
everybody needs to calm down and stop yapping at each other.
I sure hope that something could get done in Washington finally. I don't have a lot of hope. I think Washington Republicans are entrenched in the whole thing. I don't think I think everybody's got to go. Because they're all fat and happy,
yeah, we're gonna get an
and they
immigration
don't want
bill.
things to change.
Yeah, I think so.
We're gonna get
Yes.
an immigration bill, and I bet you it's pretty close to the one they tried to pass just a couple months ago.
Although
with
I understand that one was actually more about a processing bill rather than numbers, right?
We'll
Just
get
getting
one.
them processed. That's what the bill was mostly
And-
about.
Trump claims they're going to do a lot more in the first 100 days than they did because they were the first time he was elected. They were so surprised. They were spent the first 100 days just basically trying to put together a cabinet and put together groups. This time, he claims he's going to hit the road running right off the bat. So we'll see what they're able to do.
Well,
And right now, have they called the House yet?
I don't know.
I had heard last night they did, but I didn't check it out. Andy
Okay.
will find it right now.
Let's find out.
I haven't got anything yet that they have. That there's still the Arizona and California seats that were hanging out there, but.
There's a bunch still not called.
Oh, really?
One in Iowa, apparently.
Oh, yeah, there is an Iowa one, too.
Washington, California, Arizona, Alaska.
Mhm.
Well, it's been a week.
Yeah,
How do
they're
they not
taking
know?
their time, that's
Not
for
a
sure.
week yet. It's weeks tomorrow.
Oh, pardon me. I was
Well,
off
right
by
now it's
12
GOP.
hours.
It is.
214.
It's astounding how
it
stupid.
210, 214?
this is.
203, 214.
203-14. Wow, 11.
Yeah.
Wow. Though, but the the two pickups in Pennsylvania are huge. I mean, trial lawyers lost a congressman in Pennsylvania that he was a trial lawyer himself. He'll go back to doing that. It's a tough loss.
Well, they're even forecasting the California and Washington seats going red.
really
Yeah.
okay.
Really.
Well,
Last
because
I heard
it's
they were going
Eastern
blue.
Washington, which
Yeah.
is definitely more red than the rest of the state.
Yes.
So if that happens, then the Republicans will get the House too.
Yeah.
So we'll have a united Senate, White House, and Congress.
The trifecta.
Yep.
Well, I
Which
usually
actually
like.
happens more than you think.
I'm waiting for Tom to say what he did when the Democrats had control of Minnesota.
What
They
did you
always
do?
have had control of Minnesota.
Yeah, when
what are you
didn't they?
talking about?
No, the
30
last
years, 40
election.
years.
Right away, he was like, "Oh, we should have split parties." So
What?
Split
I
party.
usually agree. I like gridlock usually because the less they get done, the less they f everything up. But if there's going to be any meaningful change
functional
now,
anarchy?
I don't know.
What's
Yeah.
going to be interesting is the Minnesota House is split down the middle, depending on the two recounts. And last time that happened, which was I think 79 or 78, the Republicans got to spare the House, and the Democrats got a couple key committee chairs as a trade-off. This time, apparently, they're doing some research and they're going to do it different. And they're talking about having co-chairs on the committees, and then I don't know what they're going to do with
boy.
Speaker of the House. So it'll be interesting how it works 50-50, and also whether or not somebody's going to flip to put them in charge, put one party in charge.
Why can't we just work together? What about that idea?
Yeah, well, some of that's can be done, but some of that's kind of tough with their constituencies to totally work together. You know, you and I have talked a lot about this. I always thought that Schumer and Pelosi could have made deals with Trump, but every once in a while that was hard to do.
On whose side?
Well, both. I mean, Trump would say something when he was president the first time that would make it tough to make a deal. And, you know, Schumer and Pelosi would have their positions that would do that also.
God, Pelosi went after Bernie Sanders, I
Yep.
guess. I already saw.
Schumer's out, right?
You know, Schumer's there. Pelosi's out, but
Pelosi's
Schumer's
out.
still there.
But but he has no power any longer.
Oh, I thought he
Well,
was...
he'd be out of, he won't be in power in the
He's not in
Senate.
power anymore.
Okay.
Oh, wait, here we go. This site, Mike from Blaine recommended Decision Desk.
Yeah,
Okay.
baby.
I'm just
Oh,
going to
yeah,
trust
Decision
him on
Desk.
that because I don't know anything. They're saying Democrats 209, Republicans 216. So it's
okay.
closer, but the Republicans are 2 seats away from the majority.
How many
And
are left then?
they're forecasting, let's see, Alaska, they're forecasting,
They'll be Republican.
actually, looks like basically everything is being forecast red except for one more
California.
seat in California. But
Okay.
no, wait, 2 more in California. I don't know, it's going to be pretty close. But they're saying there's an 80% chance that the Republicans control the House
Okay.
at this point.
Which will put Johnson back in, or keep him speaker.
Mike Johnson, yeah.
Yep.
I wonder if anything will change in California. So that London Breed's out, right? In
Oh,
San
yeah?
Francisco.
Oh, God.
And
San
that
Francisco's a
DA that
mess.
was letting everybody walk the streets no matter
Oh,
what they did.
Gascon?
Gascon's out.
He got hammered like
Yeah,
70
but,
to 30.
but they'll probably just replace it with people just like him.
Yeah, it'll
right?
just be
They
another-
never really change
another one.
anything.
Yep.
They just
But he
trade one for
lost.
the other.
And we're going to get a new governor there in 2 years. That's one of the questions, whether Harris is going to run for that.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. That guy went nuts. Well, first of all, aren't his parents billionaires?
Yes.
Who?
What?
Gascon?
No,
No,
the other guy, the
the
governor of
governor of-
California.
Newsom.
Newsom,
Gavin
yeah.
Newsom.
Oh.
Yes.
I wouldn't even want to be in power if my parents were billionaires. I'd be sitting around on my ass by the pool.
Yeah, there you go.
Um,
Yeah, megalomaniac.
that power is a big drug for a lot
Huge.
of people.
Yep.
And
sure
you get to
is.
do all the little side deals and enrich all your friends and your relatives, and everybody's coming to you, and it's like it's
He
really
was
powerful.
born, yes, his father was a state appeals court judge and attorney for Getty Oil.
There you go.
So he's got some money.
Well, and he's related to
some
Nancy
dough.
Pelosi.
Who
Is he? I didn't
Newsom.
know that.
He is?
His aunt was married to Ron Pelosi, the brother-in-law of Nancy Pelosi.
I did not. Oh, brother-in-law, though.
So he's not related, but he is
Well,
through marriage, apparently.
Through marriage, he's related.
I guess. I don't know.
He
But
might
she's
have
all-
been the nominee if Biden had gotten out earlier and that convention would have been
Yeah.
contested.
I don't think
So-
he would have done any better.
I don't think he would have done well in the Midwest, the South, and he's just too oily.
Well, and
Oh,
California
oily.
is just not doing well.
No. they're
California's
not.
kind of become a laughing stock, and people know
Yeah,
it.
just like 4 or 5 years ago, they had tons of money, and now all of a sudden they're in
Yeah.
trouble with everything.
You bring in 17 million people, that'll happen.
Well, you hear all of these policies. Oh, we threw $17 billion
Yep.
at homelessness, and
Yep,
it's increased
exactly.
by 40%. It's
Yeah,
like,
his
what are you
policy is just to
doing?
throw money at the problem, and people are sick of that. I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, hopefully it'll all move forward. So far, the interviews that I've seen, unless these people are just flat out lying, everybody wants to come together, except for Nancy Pelosi. She's the only one who doesn't
Well,
want
she's
to
kind of
come.
like the
Howard
Bernie
Newport, so-
Sanders. I don't
Right.
think she's another one that's ever cracked a joke, is she?
No, I
Not
doubt
the
it.
great sense of humor.
Yeah, she's no longer in power, so it doesn't.
She's
matter.
not?
No, she's
No.
gone.
Oh,
So,
I thought she would be in there forever.
No,
literally.
She was gone
well,
last time.
well, she's raised so much money for the party that they have had a hard time not having her around.
wasn't her
She's
dad
a great
the,
fundraiser.
wasn't her dad the governor of Maryland or something, or the mayor of Baltimore? Or,
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, I think-
One of those guys.
Yes, mayor and congressman.
And congressman. Okay, there you go.
There you
But
go.
yeah, Joaquin Jeffries is the leader for Democrats in the House. He would have been speaker if they'd been able to win the House. Interesting thing will be who the new leader is going to be of the Senate, and then Ted Cruz is going to be the head of the judiciary, which is not good.
Your buddy, sure pal.
Good at all.
I'm going to call him and have him give you a call. Mike, you're going to have to get it going, or we're going to
Yeah.
get rid of you.
Mhm.
It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. I hope that people do like I said, you got Bernie Sanders going on national television. First thing that happened was Nancy Pelosi steps up and tells the world he's 100% wrong. Don't even listen to him. He's nuts. It's like, geez, they can't even get along for 1 minute. Why?
Well, I think Bernie's pretty mad at the Democratic Party.
And the Republican Party both.
Well, but they used him.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And usually that makes people mad.
Yeah.
It's all true.
So,
what-
go ahead.
No, I was just saying, this is very quick, actually. You'll notice we haven't mentioned the Viking game because it was one of the most boring football games
Hey,
I've
we
ever seen.
won.
The defense was really
The defense
good.
was really
defense
good, yes.
played amazing, but yeah,
They
the
did,
offense
you're
was
I
abysmal.
didn't watch the entire game, but did somebody grease that ball? I mean, how many drops? How many?
Exactly.
It was like watching a bunch of sixth graders play football for a while there. It was like, where's the ball going? Oh, it's over there. No, it's
Very
over there.
true.
Oh, somebody else dropped it. And we didn't make one touchdown, but we won the game. Is that correct?
I love it. She said, make
Really?
a touchdown.
Wow.
Yeah.
all field
I
goals.
don't think that
12
happens very
field goals?
often.
No, not 12. It was.
I thought it was
12
12 to 7 or something.
No, yeah, but that's you don't. It's not a
You get
field goal.
Field goals, 3
Three
Oh,
points.
it's
points.
3.
They're
So,
3
points.
well, still.
Yeah.
4
I
field
love
goals.
my
with 0
38-year-old
touchdowns.
son has no idea what a field goal is. I've been
Well, he
on
knows
football
what it
games.
is. He just didn't know how many
Yeah,
points you
just
got.
didn't know what the point scored thing was.
That'd be a lot of field goals, though, Andy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of field goals.
I
12
wonder,
field
actually.
gols.
That
Thank
would
you.
be
And
a
it was
lot.
it was a brand
The
new
most, I
kicker
think-
too. They'd brought in.
Yeah.
because
Yep.
their kicker was hurt. So
Yep.
The most field goals in a game is 8.
Yep.
In
Wow.
2007.
That's a lot.
Who?
Still quite a bit.
2007.
Rob Baronis.
Baronis. Okay.
With
For
who?
Houston
For Houston. Okay.
or the Colts.
Titans.
Oh, Titans. Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah, Baronis was the Titans.
I just don't. We were supposed to kill the Jaguars.
Oh,
weren't
God, yes.
Well, yeah,
Jaguars
Jaguars are horrible, and they didn't even have their starting quarterback.
we? Yeah. So why did we do what looked like we did?
Because,
Was
Michael's got an opinion. I like it. I want to hear it.
Yeah, you know, their offense, why it's so stalled right now, I don't really know. They've got guys running bad routes. Addison's been doing that. Jones keeps getting hurt. I didn't understand Jones going back in that game after he'd been hurt. I thought you'd been better off keeping him on the bench, but they just, I don't like their play calling right now,
Right.
and that's on the coach.
And Darnold does force the ball.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I'm not a big fan of his. He forces a lot of passes, and it's just
Still
This is
better
what-
than Kurt.
he's been in the league for 3 years, and I think he's been with 5 teams in 3 years.
Do the referees not like him for some reason? Because I've watched
Yeah, maybe.
2 games now where he's had somebody clearly grab his face mask
yeah.
at least 3 times,
Yeah.
and they've never
Yeah,
called
that's
it.
true.
Yep. That last play in the end zone 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, and then last week it happened again. But they can't review that, that makes no
Why
sense when you
not?
see that. I don't get it.
Okay, you too. I don't get it either.
But
You would think that would be something that they'd really want to keep tabs on.
Speaking of bad coaching, the Timberwolves, that they lost by 1 last night. That was
Speaking of
such a
bad
good
coaching.
game. That was a great game, but they should have won it. So
Did you go to the game?
I was there.
There you go.
I saw Mike Lester there. He's got a show coming up in December at Acme.
God, Mike Lester. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Oh
He's
yeah.
headlining.
Oh, is he?
Is he?
Yep.
Good for him.
Well, that's
Yep.
nice to hear. I'm glad to hear
he's-
that.
He does some great stuff. He puts on a good show.
I like it. I got to get a hold of Tom Papa because he was doing a tour and we didn't book him. I don't know why, but we didn't. But Andy, is there somebody you can reach out to get a hold of Tom Papa?
Where
You
did he
haven't
play?
talked to him in a
Mystic
while.
Lake?
No, I think he put out a new album or something. I think
Okay.
it was a national tour. I think, but he's just a good guy. And
He
he's
is a great guy.
But yeah, for some reason we didn't book
He has a
him.
new Netflix special.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it is.
Wow.
Okay.
Home Free, it's called.
Yeah, if we can get a hold of him, that'd be great because I love Tom Pop. He's a great guy, very talented guy. But see, those guys too, because of what the Q did, all of those comedians think I retired. It's like, thank you
Yeah.
so much for that. I really appreciate it. That make everything a lot tougher. Since I only made you about
Sue him for age discrimination. That's my advice.
they only made about what $6 to $8 billion while I was there.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, what have you done for me lately, Tom? But in any case, okay, so the Vikings did win. They're 7-2, which is good. I mean, you look at it, that's, if you're up 5 games on the win-loss record, that's a good thing. But yesterday was very frustrating to watch because Darnold, last 2 games, he has not been very good.
That is true.
That's just the way it is. So, and I do think he's played for 5 teams in 3 years. Is that right, Andy?
It seems like a lot. He was a Jet.
What am
I'm
I
trying to
looking
think
up?
Where he was?
The Vikings quarterback.
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Where he came from.
What's his name?
Sam
Darnold.
Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Darnold. I know.
Darnold.
Strange name.
It is.
Let's see. What has he done? Jets, Panthers, 49ers, and Vikings.
So this is
4.
14. Yeah.
How old is he?
He is 27.
Yeah, he was first round draft pick. He's not that old at all.
He's a wee lad.
I wonder
He was
why.
the youngest opening day starting quarterback.
For the Jets. Yep. And he got killed.
Yep.
Well, he's not a magnificent quarterback.
No.
He's
He can
okay.
be solid. He just
He can
makes
be
bad
solid.
choices.
Yes.
And he's gotten away with them in the early games, and now he's not getting away with them. So,
Well,
you know.
I've seen also that there's a lot of pressure on our quarterback all the time, it seems. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Well-
that they could protect him a little better, maybe.
losing Darrisaw was a horrible. That hurt that team a lot. He arguably was the best player on the team. I mean, Jefferson's the best athlete, and
Yeah,
he's a
he's
great wide
great.
receiver. But
Yes, he
Darrisaw
is.
was a great lineman, and now it's a revolving door over there
Yeah.
Why?
It is.
because you don't have anybody as good as Darrisaw.
Oh,
He's
well,
really good.
what happened to him? Sorry.
He on the last play before the first half was over, he tore his Achilles, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's a
think
bad
that was.
one.
But he's
That's
done for
got to
the
be
season.
the most common football injury.
If I were a football player, I
Knees.
don't care how young and fit I was, I would have braces on everything I owned. I would just
Yeah,
brace
for
my
real.
whole
Yeah, there you
body.
go.
I would
I like it.
try to keep those joints healthy somehow and my tendons.
That's a good call. I got to run this by you because this is, I'm not going back to politics, but I do have to read this story. If you're someone who wants to break from America after the election, there's a new opportunity for you. It's like Snowpiercer, the sci-fi story about the remaining humans being carried around the globe on a never-ending train ride. A cruise line just announced this morning
yeah.
a special package called Skip Forward, which will allow travelers to spend 4 years on a cruise ship, returning home just in time for the next president.
Wow.
Can you imagine being on a cruise ship for 4 years with a whole passenger list full of TDS people?
Oh God, it would be.
It would be
I mean, I can't imagine doing it on
Horrible.
a normal cruise ship.
no for
Just
4
4
years.
years just on a cruise ship.
Well,
But
you get to go to
how much
140
cost?
countries.
How much does it cost?
It's got to be not cheap.
Well, naturally, a 4-year cruise.
$250,000.
What?
$250,000.
I bet you it's more than that.
Double occupancy is 320.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A person,
single occupancy
probably.
is $255,999. So
Well, if you think about it, 320 for
For
4 years of room, board,
Yeah, that's not
food.
bad.
Probably
what
doesn't
kind of
include booze.
What kind of life do you have that you could live
You
on
just
a
do
boat
that?
for 4
Yeah,
years?
for
I mean,
real.
Right.
I
It's
guess
like,
if you were retired, maybe, or
seems like if you could do that, you'd be doing other things,
Let's
and it
see,
wouldn't matter.
48 months. That is $6,600 a month. So it's actually not
yeah,
really.
that's
a great.
actually not too horrible. There's a
not
lot
bad.
of people that love to be on a cruise ship because it's like
Yeah.
you have a butler, you have breakfast in bed, you don't
That's
have to
true.
lift a
You don't have
finger.
to do anything.
It seems like people that have that would probably have voted Republican anyway, but who knows?
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Oh, no. That's already been proven that the Democrats are the ones with all the money now.
What?
That was on the national news. That was Bernie
Yes.
Sanders' argument, is that all the money the Democrats now, they
Are
have
the
more
party
money
of
than
the
the Republicans.
elite and
Yeah.
wealthy.
Well, it's because Silicon Valley and Hollywood are on their
Yes.
side. That's where all
Yep.
the money is. As for the voters, probably not.
Well, but
Like
you
if we're
look
just
at
talking about like the average Democrat versus the average Republican. But I mean, like, both sides have their poor. Republicans have
Mhm.
rural people and
yeah,
Democrats have people in the inner cities,
inner city,
So
yeah.
it's kind of hard to say.
It's all true. By the way, there are also other options for shorter cruises of varying lengths. They have a midterm option. Are people? I haven't run into anybody that's that upset about the election yet, but Cass and I've been working a lot on.
I've been
talking
seeing
to people that are
Oh.
mellowing out that thought they would
Good.
react that way. I talked about the person that talked about the end of the world, and I'm like, yeah, nah.
Probably not. the end of the
I'm
world.
not talking to my brother Daryl for at least
No,
a
it's-
month because
yeah,
he's
well,
gonna be
He's going to be a mess.
whoa.
Yeah, Melissa's been.
That's gonna
reading
be a
some
lot.
Facebook comments from some people she knows, and there are people who are legitimately like, if you're gay and you want to get married before it becomes illegal, let me know and I'll come to your house. And
It's just where is this stuff even coming from?
Well, if you take some of the decisions, if you take the Dobbs decision, you expand it. I mean, it could get rid of lots of things, arguably.
But
And there could be states where they do
but
eliminate.
in Minnesota,
but
There's- in
zero
Minnesota, probably
chance.
too.
Trump has not said that he wanted to eliminate gay marriage not once.
Well, but
He's
it's the
actually
Dobbs
said
decision.
he's actually there's a huge video out there about 10 minutes of him defending gay marriage
Yeah.
and defending gays. It's just not what he's ever
but it's
said.
not up to him
You could-
technically.
I mean, it's a result of the Dobbs decision,
Right.
and what may come out of that. That's the concern. I mean, we're going to get rid of a number of things based upon that decision.
What
Depends
are we
on
getting
how-
rid of?
Probably the morning after pill. Probably not everywhere. Maybe, I don't know. There's some things that can be done with gay marriage. There's some things that can be done with, arguably things could be done with interracial marriages. I doubt anybody's going to do that.
God.
I don't even think we have a state that would be that crazy.
No,
but,
God, no.
No.
So
Wait a minute. If they did that, who would be in commercials?
no, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Every commercial now is a
I know.
black guy and a white woman. Every commercial is like Jesus.
Very true.
Let's get a
I know
little-
it's interesting. It's hardly ever the other way around.
Oh no, it's not white men
No.
with black women.
I wonder
Almost
why that
never.
is.
Black women are getting shut out across the
They
board
are,
That
again.
just doesn't make any sense.
It's unbelievable. I mean, God bless you. You marry who you want. I mean, how
Yeah.
many people do we know that are a black person married to a white person? We
Well,
know
our vice
lot.
president will be white and she's Indian, right?
Oh, that's right.
Interracial
Yeah, that's
marriage right there.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean,
Donald Trump
Trump
and a
and- yeah.
Russian,
Yeah.
almost count.
She's not Russian.
She's
She's
what is
French,
she?
I believe.
She's Ukrainian.
Or-
Isn't she? Or-
Oh, she's Ukrainian. I thought she was
Ivana
French.
was Russian, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
Was she Ivana?
No.
I wonder.
No. Ivanka?
Ivanka.
No,
Ivana is the wife.
No,
Ivana's
she
the wife.
was
Ivanka
not
was
Russian.
the daughter.
I don't think
She is
Oh,
Czech,
sorry.
apparently.
Check.
Check.
Oh, so a commie, just like
Uh-oh.
my wife.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah. She goes,
but-
yeah.
Isn't Ivanka a Russian name?
can be, I think.
Seems like it.
She's
Maybe
not, though.
maybe it also works in
The
Czech.
Czech people don't really love the Russians.
No, they don't. I had a
They were occupied for many years. They
we had a
were not happy
Lithuanian
about it.
doorman in Florida, and yeah, he talked about Russia and how things aren't great between their two nations.
Yeah, good salad dressing.
Yeah, Ivanka is a Slavic diminutive, so it's not necessarily Russian, but it is Slavic. Is
Yeah.
Czech
Mm-hmm.
Slavic?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Well, there you go. I guess
Czechoslovakia.
they do the ka. That's like the one thing I know about the Slavic languages. At the end, if it's ka, that's the diminutive. Like vodka means little water because voda is water. Vodka, little water. So Ivanka and Ivana, that's how I remember them apart because Ivanka is little Ivana.
Yeah, there you go.
Otherwise, I would not be able to remember which is which.
Now I'm going to remember that because I did not know this.
How about
There you go.
how about Micah Bryant? What about that?
Micah.
Little Mike.
Little Mike, exactly. Little Mike.
You said,
Micah
ask
can't
one of
be
your children if they'd be willing to turn into a little Mike.
Little Mike.
Little
Well,
Mike.
Tomka doesn't sound that great. It sounds like
He wrote an opera they did at Penn State on Saturday night.
who did?
Thomas did.
Really?
Yep.
Thomas did.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
he wrote a play that they've done at a couple other colleges. So it's kind of cool.
Did you go?
Oh, no, it's in Penn State. So
No, I did not go. Well, I didn't know he goes to Penn State.
yeah, he's in the master's program there, and
Very
he's
nice.
teaching freshman English, which has got to be its own hell, to
Yeah.
be teaching,
Yes.
a mandatory class for a state college. Ooh,
Yeah.
Ugh.
Not a lot of attention being
No.
paid.
no, and he was telling me all about how they check AI papers, to figure out what, and then they determine how significant the AI was on whether they do anything about it or not.
What was that basketball coach's name? He was phenomenal.
Basketball coach from Penn State.
Penn State. Where am I thinking of football coach?
Well, football coach was Parsegian.
Oh, Percy. There
Or
you
not
go.
Parsegian. It was Paterno. Parsegian was
Joe
on the
Paterno.
game.
Okay, there you go. No, see, look at that. They've been gone for a while. We already moved on from that whole deal. But all right, we got a few minutes left in the show. What would you like to anything you want to bring up that we haven't?
Ew. Only
Let's
41 minutes in.
Anything?
What do you want to go to 50, Andy?
I think I got 9 more minutes of voice left in me today.
Okay.
How
we'll
are
go-
you
we'll go to
feeling? Are
50.
you better? What kind of cold is this?
Mostly in the sinuses and throat.
Oh,
So
good.
typical ones.
yeah,
Mike's
it's
gotta
a
be happy to be in the
standard
building with you.
cold. I mean, really, the only reason I feel that bad is because I basically haven't slept in 4 days. Yeah.
Is Ethan still having night terrors?
Yep.
That's
Every
really-
night,
He's
multiple
having-
times.
What from? Do you have any idea what's from?
Kids
or-
go through that.
He's
I
sick,
don't know.
so it's
No.
his
And you
mind
watch
is
a
all messed
scary
up.
movie.
I mean, it
Lots of
wasn't. It was
times.
Sonic the Hedgehog too. It wasn't exactly a scary movie.
Well, somebody drowned, and I mean, a 3-year-old starts becoming
Yeah.
aware
We-
of things like death, but they can't. They don't understand it. But
Yep,
it's like if something
exactly.
can die, they can now make connections. Oh, maybe my parents can die.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
funny.
You know?
He actually made a connection. Like it was a few months ago, and I didn't even understand what he was saying at first. We were driving past. There's a graveyard like right by our house. We were
Yep.
driving past it like we always do.
Right by the park.
Yeah, and she Melissa points out, she's like, "Those are tombstones. Remember what those are for?" And Ethan says, "They'll kill me."
No.
And they're
Oh,
like, "That's what you took out of her telling you that that's where people go when they die." But no,
Well, like I said-
actually, he was referring to Yoshi, where there's this one level where Yoshi can trip on tombstones.
No. Okay.
So he was thinking, if you touch a tombstone, you trip.
Yeah, I remember when you were a little kid and you would be playing video games and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm just going to kill myself and start over again." It's like, I don't like this talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
not
what I'm really
loving
saying is I'm going to kill
10-year-olds.
Mario.
I know, but it's just like, just something moms don't want to hear coming out of their kids' mouths ever. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot for him to process. Just
Yeah,
thinking
the
about
movie
death.
made it a lot more real, the whole like death thing. Because like he's talked about death and stuff before, and
Sure.
he's killed bugs before, so he gets it more or less. But he's never really associated death with humans before. I don't think.
Yeah, well, most kids seem to go through a night terror phase.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember learning. I've said this on the air before, but I remember learning that Clayton had cancer, and you explained it to me, and that was the moment that I like came to grips with mortality.
Right.
Because I couldn't have been more than 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, you were really little.
I was really little, and I remember, and I was like, that was the moment I realized, Clayton's going to die, everyone's going to die, and
Yep.
life sucks.
Yeah.
That is pretty much 4 years old, isn't it? I think when humans kinda
Probably
do that.
around then, yeah.
Do you know how old you were, Tom, when you first realized that that was a possibility?
No,
60.
I was 64 years old. No,
64.
I
Oh,
was
no,
4
it's
years old.
forever.
I was 4 years old when I realized my mother was not going to live forever.
Hmm.
And going through the whole childhood. Anyway, that was not a good thing because if she died, what am I going to do now? I mean, all the craziness around my family and the violence
Yeah.
and people being killed. And it's like, oh my
How,
God.
how old were you when your uncle got thrown off the building?
13.
13. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad's boss killed himself, and that day before I'd seen a dead bird on the step as you walked in the house, and somehow I connected. So that's kind of like the dead bird, and I was
Yeah.
like in first or second
Yeah.
grade,
Yep.
you know, and that's
Yep.
how I kind of got the idea that well, you ain't gonna make it all this time.
Yeah. It's a
not
tough
gonna
realization.
No, it's very, very difficult. No question about that.
It's one of those things that like everyone remembers happening. Like the moment you learned Santa Claus wasn't real. Pretty
What?
much
I didn't know
everyone
that.
remembers that.
Yeah, what are you saying, Andy?
Yeah, Andy, what the hell?
Spoiler alert.
Unless
Hopefully,
Unless any young children are listening, which they shouldn't be anyway, but you
well,
Yeah, kids, F
Melissa
off.
has us on a lot, doesn't
Yeah.
she?
know, not often anymore.
Oh.
Between the baby and the toddler, it's what are you going to do? Sit down and have a nice podcast session?
With two little kids.
No,
Running
not
around
going to
like-
be happening.
How is
Plus,
Ethan
we
doing with it?
swear on this podcast and stuff.
Yes, that's true.
How are the two kids doing together? They working out?
Yeah, they're good.
Good.
Usually they don't really interact much.
No.
Colin has started smiling at people, which
Yeah.
Ethan
I
really
got some
likes.
half smiles last
Yep.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, the other day he was on his back and Ethan like leaned over him and Colin smiled at him and he thought that was the best thing ever.
Oh.
How far apart are they, Andy?
Almost 3 years.
Almost
2
3
years
years,
and 10 months.
So that'll be a little more of a gap. How close are you and Alex? You and Alex?
About the same, actually.
Are you?
We're like 2
Yeah.
years and 6 months, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep, almost
you
exactly
are.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Well, 2 years and 4 months, right? Not even.
Yeah.
So I guess never
86,
mind.
89,
We're
yeah.
closer to 2 years.
You're closer to 2 years.
But yeah, with
I wanted to
three-
get the whole baby thing out of the way.
Yeah.
It's like
3
the
years
diapers.
is a big enough
and-
gap where it's like, it's a different life phase pretty much no matter what we're talking about. Like, when Colin's 1, he's going to start walking, but then Ethan is going to be like getting ready for preschool.
Right.
Right.
And then when Colin first goes into school, Ethan is going to be he's going to be in like what, 4th grade. So he's going to be like old hat at that. And that sort
Yeah.
of thing. So it's like, you got your 2 different life stages. We're at 2 years old. It's like, what's the difference between an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old?
Well,
Basically nothing.
my brother. and I
Well,
are
one's more
14 months.
hormonal. That's for sure.
Yeah, my brother and I are 14, and then my boys are 16, and it's like they both get presents for each other's birthday. They both get the
Yep.
same Game Boys when they come out, and they go to the. So yeah, it's not a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I remember my brother crying at my 2nd grade birthday party, or second year, wouldn't have been 2nd year when I was in 2nd grade, crying because he didn't get a Daniel Boone gun, and then he had one around the corner.
Yeah.
It's my birthday, So why does
Very-
he got to get a present?
Yeah, I know.
Daniel Boone.
Oh yeah,
Daniel
that's the greatest
Boone
ever.
gun.
That was the birthday where I refused to wear my shirt. There's all these birthday pictures of kids all dressed up, and there's me with no shirt. That's all I wanted was no shirt.
Daniel Boone was a man. He was a big man.
And I haven't
Remember that
shaved in
show?
years.
Yeah.
Was that black and white?
That might have
God.
been that,
Yeah.
or no, it was in Technicolor. It was in. It
Was
wasn't.
it?
In Technicolor.
Wasn't on Technicolor.
I remember my brothers
Disney would
watched
come
that
out
all
with
the
their
time.
Technicolor little symbol, and you'd see a little bit of color.
It was in living color.
Living color.
Oh,
but
who,
not
who was
immersed.
the guy that played Daniel Boone?
That was Fess Parker, wasn't it?
Fess
Yes.
Parker,
I
yeah.
met him.
Parker.
I met him one
Really?
You did?
time at Cheyenne Frontier Days. Yep.
Yay, Cheyenne.
I like
Was
this.
he as big as
Bought
he
my
looked?
gun and showed it to him.
Best Parker is That's
Parker's got to be
height.
gone.
Yeah, he's probably gone.
He
I'm
is
sure he's
6'5",
gone.
and he is also long dead.
Yeah,
He was 6'5".
Yeah.
He was a
So
big
he
guy.
was a big guy. Yeah.
He died in 2010 at the age of 85. So
Oh.
2010.
Run.
yeah, pretty good run. If he was still alive, he would be 99. So
No, he
Yeah.
could still be alive.
he
technically.
could technically still be alive.
But he's not.
I like this part of the Daniel Boone Wikipedia article. The show was highly fictionalized with very little historical accuracy.
No. Burst my bubble.
I thought that's how it was all the time.
Yeah.
But no, the first season actually was in black and white.
Oh,
Okay.
So there you go.
Was Daniel Boone at the Alamo?
No, it was Davy Crockett, wasn't
That
it?
was Davy Crockett.
I know. I
knew it.
always get all those guys mixed
Yeah,
up
Yeah. So Davy
Yeah,
Crockett
for
was
real.
at the Alamo. Okay.
because half of it
The
was
King of the
fiction.
Wild Frontier.
Yep.
Looking. of
Davy,
the Wild Frontier.
Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. Yeah.
San Antonio, isn't that where the Alamo is?
No, it's
Yep.
yeah.
I thought it was a lot smaller than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's really a small. It's a
It's a
incredibly
tiny
small
little-
place. Yeah.
I went there. It was like it looked like like an old time jail or something.
Yeah.
It didn't even
Yep.
look like a fort.
Exactly.
James Bowie and Davy Crockett were killed
Yep.
there.
James Bowie. He was
there
the
you go.
Bowie
Jim
Knight.
Bowie?
That's right.
Jim Bowie was
Yeah.
killed there?
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
Jim Bowie had a great TV show.
They held it apparently.
But I don't remember the
Yeah, they
Jim
all did.
Bowie TV show.
Oh, don't you really? Andy, find
I don't think so.
find the music for the
You
Jim
sure
Bowie
he wasn't
show.
Davy as a big character in Davy Crockett's show?
Davy
wonder.
killed in a bar when he
Oh
was
yeah,
only
The
3.
Adventures of Jim,
Jim
Bowie.
Bowie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, never heard of it.
What does it say,
Who
Andy?
played Jim Bowie?
1958 to 1956 to 1958, starring Scott Forbes.
Oh,
I
Scott
wasn't
Forbes.
born yet, so that's
Yeah, I wasn't born yet. Even I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, no.
Well, I guess I'm showing my age
I
by
missed
knowing
that
who Jim
one.
Bowie was.
Yeah.
But he had a knife that was like
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah,
Try
of
to
course.
get it all
Yeah,
out.
they still
Yeah.
call it a
Sure
Bowie
did.
knife,
Yep.
don't they?
a Bowie knife.
Yeah, they
They
sure
do.
do. Yep.
Oh, it's,
It is
I'm always
Bowie.
right.
I've always pronounced it Bowie.
Yeah,
No,
Bowie.
it's Jim Bowie.
Yeah.
Bowie. But the knife is too. Bowie knife.
Bowie knife.
Bowie
Yeah.
knife.
Huh.
They all say Bowie knife. You're right.
They do.
It's a Bowie knife.
Bowie was a
Singer?
singer. Yep.
Yep, David Bowie.
Mhm.
That's probably why.
He's
But it's
also
pronounced the
leftist.
same, isn't it?
Who's also left us.
I don't know.
I
It
think it is spelled
or
the-
spelled the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
Who was leftist?
Yeah. No, left
David Bowie.
us.
left us.
A
Dead.
performer who was leftist? Who ever heard of it?
Yes, David
Everybody
Bowie.
knows Mick Jagger. Or what? Keith Richards.
David Bowie died in 2016.
Yeah. God,
Yeah.
it's been that long.
That's
Wow.
also not his name.
Yeah. His
died?
real name is what?
David Jones.
David Jones. Yeah.
Rather
Davy
plain.
Jones, that's what it was. Yeah,
Oh, there
you're
it
right.
was.
Oh, there you go,
There
Davy
was
Jones.
already a Davy Jones, probably.
There was already Davy Jones
Huh.
and the Monkees.
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't be.
David
Hey,
Bowie
hey,
wasn't
little
before the Monkees?
I don't think so.
Was he?
Okay.
I don't think he was. I don't think.
Well,
he
let's
was.
Boy, we're
see.
testing our historical
Yeah, we
content
sure are.
This
This
is
today.
like
Trivia time.
One historical quiz after another.
Well, David Bowie was born in 47, and
Really? God, I
Mickey
didn't know
Dolenz
that.
was born in 45, so they were basically
Yeah.
contemporary.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
All right, is that everything, Andrew?
Unless you want to hear some more statistics about 1950s singers or
Well, pass.
TV shows.
I think we'll move on to our day.
All right, first day went very, very well.
Mhm.
I want to thank my lovely wife and my lovely son for getting this studio all set up. It worked perfectly.
And then
because of
Saturday,
those
and
two.
we were here for quite a while.
Oh my
You just
God!
gotta
Just
get
getting your
Catherine on the
computer
video.
set up. Ugh.
We get Catherine on the video so that
Yeah,
She
tomorrow.
just forgot
or
about
she
it.
I
gets
just forgot that I
switched
had a camera because I didn't have a camera. Then Andy came down last year and then set up a camera, and I just kind of forgot that I had one.
You even got your own light for your camera.
I know.
Big shot.
I'm always stuck in some dark corner. That's
Michael, I
okay.
got to tell you, I'm glad you come in on Mondays again. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I like doing it, and now I know how to get my shoes off the Peloton. Hopefully,
It's just a little quick. Yeah, ankles out.
Yeah,
or
well,
heels out.
if not, they're gonna just hang there.
And you can also adjust the clips so that they're easier to take out.
Oh,
There's a little screw in the
Really?
in the pedal. Yep. Yeah. You can. I'm sure there's a million YouTube videos on how to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask Alex. So
Well, she's still sicker than hell, apparently.
mm-hmm.
All right,
What
that
a
is
valid excuse.
Oh God! Now there's another battle between Andy and Alex. What a shock!
God.
Are we gonna
And
add
we all
your-
get along.
Andy, you going to add your boys on this attack on the croissant place?
Probably, yes.
Okay.
Well, Andy and Melissa can't go there because of their gluten thing.
No, I'm just
Right.
going to take the kids.
No,
All
but
the
Ethan-
four
Yeah.
of them
I-
and me, we're going to
Yeah.
clean it out.
Give him a chocolate croissant. I
Ethan-
guarantee he'll eat it.
Ethan loves all the gluten.
He gets all the gluten.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
true.
he certainly does. I've been reintroducing it to no ill effect.
Oh, well,
I was
there you
just
go.
like, when I was having my gallbladder thing, I was losing 40 pounds in 6 months. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to be as cautious as possible
Yeah.
with what I eat for quite some
Good idea.
time.
Good idea.
But yeah, I'm,
You got it all covered.
getting a little better, I think. But now I'm
Good.
on my low iodine diet, so that's fun.
Jeez. Boy, look at the time. We'd love to schmooze, but we'll talk.
It's like
to
an
them.
old folks home in here.
Wow. Because I'm doing radiation on Friday.
Rady.
What?
Really?
Yeah. Get my radiation done finally.
Well, full.
What?
Thyroid cancer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
that's right.
Radioactive iodine.
Hmm.
Yes.
Taking it on
I thought
Friday.
you had it taken out.
I did, but apparently this will take anything out that's hiding.
Oh, leftover.
That's the nice thing about thyroid cancer is you can do this, and it's like such a targeted treatment, and it's almost guaranteed to get every single cell. Once you
Oh.
do it, you're pretty much home free.
How long you had to do it for?
Well, you just take it, and then it makes all your thyroid tissue radioactive, and then it
Great.
dies. So it's like it'll just, it'll kill all the thyroid tissue.
So is it a one-time thing, or do you do
Yeah,
it?
I just
Okay.
go in on Friday and I take a pill, and then a week later I do a scan, and there you go.
So you're not going to be on Friday?
Friday on this weekend, next week, Cassie will be on.
Okay. Any ill
Oh,
effects
okay.
from that, like your hair fall out or anything?
No, it's nothing like gamma treatment. It's much more gentle. But I don't get to eat salt, seafood, dairy.
Whose cell phone is that?
It was
Tom
mine.
Bernard.
Well, we're supposed to be off the air about 10 minutes ago, but
It's not even 11.
All right, so tomorrow we're getting an upgraded equipment thing
Oh, yeah.
for the internet
Yep.
here. So maybe you should ask AJ to come in a little bit early and make sure everything's working.
Probably, yeah. I mean, if you can get on the internet, it should work. So
Okay, well, I'll test it out today for sure, but
he's coming today.
he's supposed to be here today.
yeah, so
Supposed
as
to be
long
here
as you can get
yesterday.
all the machines on the internet, it'll work on our end.
Okay, all right.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Great
Bye.
talking to you.
Bye.
Bye.
Off the mics.
Got a picture in my pocket, reminds me of this one was before.